So listen this here. So let me move this up a little bit. This. So by pressing shift on the keyboard, we'll be able to select all of this, select this and select this. Let's shift them up a little bit. Yeah, something like this. Then we bring our keyboard in. So let that cover. Yeah. So let's align it to the center. I think it's at the center, and this to place it at the bottom. I think this is, yeah, yes. I think we have our keyboard over there. This is the sign-in incomplete. Remember what we just do here is just to place the keyboard and remove some letter from this place, something like this. So that we have an error page after this one. Incomplete. Incomplete mail. So after this screen, we'll be having an error. To duplicate this, so we just have an error screen, something like this. We're having this kind of screen. So where we have our mail. Yeah. So we're having the sign up, we're having the email, the address, the password again. What we just need here is to have our email and the email address. The email address is incomplete. So let's quickly design that. So I'll be using this sign in screen again to make it very fast, not to edit some of the things back. So now here, I'll shift these two up a little bit to have some space. Yes. So we need an error message over here. So that's what we need. And we change this to red. So the color code for red, or let me just quickly come here and pick red. Something like this. Yeah. And remember to increase from 50 back to 100. So then I'll press T on the keyboard to have my text here. And having email. Let me zoom it in. Is incomplete. Email address is incomplete. So let me change this also to red. Yeah. And reduce the font because this is an error message. It is better to make the font a little bit small, not having the same level with the others. Let me give it 12, something like this. And remember to align it like this, having, yeah, this is aligned, and give it 8 pixel, this particular line. Let it be 8 pixel to this place. So having this error message, I think this is what we need here. And remember to change this place to error message. Sorry, I don't want that to be in capital letter. Error message. So this is what we need in this particular screen. So the reason why we're having this screen is when we want to do the prototype. There are some things we will have there. So this particular screen is telling us the sign in complete mail. So when we get to the place we'll be doing the prototype, we understand it very well, how the screen will be moving and changing from this screen to another and the movement. So this space is sign in complete mail. So for you to complete the mail, we have a keyboard that shows that you typed something. So that's the reason why we're having, that's the essence of this particular keyboard we are having here. So let me just duplicate this particular key, yeah, let me duplicate this, not to have, not to go a long way by pressing Ctrl D on the keyboard. So this will be here and just complete the mail inside here by adding .com. Yep, that is complete like that, and rename this place to, yeah, sign in complete mail, having something like this. So I think this is the screen. Now let's arrange the screen accordingly. So the first one is welcome page. The second one is sign in incomplete mail. Let me take this inside a little bit. So this will be, this sign in is at this place, sign in incomplete, followed by this, yes, followed by error message. Hello,
Hello?
followed by this.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing you. Hello.
Yes, boss. I connected with my system. So
All right,
I'm connected in two places. So I'm trying to leave one for one now.
all right, all right. So hope we're able to get this screen. Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Now let's do it this way to know the essence of what we have designed, because we might be thinking that we're having the screen is being repeated somehow. So let me just show us a little prototype of what this will look like. Now let me go to prototype. So or before we are in this design space, but now we are in prototype. So immediately when I prototype, we'll be saying something like this around every object. So which means these are the things we can link together for it to respond like a normal application. So from this place, if I just link it like this, just simple like this. So this is on top. Let's change it to, oh, I think there is an existing. Okay, let me remove that. Coming. I want to remove every existing prototype in every of these things, so not to affect my interactions. Okay, so the first one here, we are in prototype mode. By doing something like this, we have this. Not doing something like this, we have this. We change this to, so on top, navigation incomplete instance. And let me do it for this as well. Let me do it for this as well. Yeah, okay. So let me enter the prototype mode. By coming here, this. So I've not included a lot of interactions on it. So this is just showing everything one after the other. This, and this, and this. So let me add a little interaction. Let me use Smart Animate. Whenever we're having several lot of things on the same page, it is good to use Smart Animate. Let me change this. Yeah. So these animations here, we're having instance. This animation here, we're having instance. So immediately I change this to Smart Animate. And let me make it, okay, this start is supposed to be good as well. This 300 milliseconds supposed to be good as well. Now this, so let me pick this and include Smart Animate as well. So let me change the instance as well to Smart Animate. And let me do this as well. Let me add this. and tap Smart Animate. Okay. Now let's enter the prototype mode. So after this, immediately I press anywhere here. You see how the interactions goes. So this particular thing will move up a little bit. That's what we called smart animation. But when it is instant, it will just move without something just shifting to the next page. You see, you can see the micro interaction we have here. You see, everything shift a little bit. Let me restart. Something like this. Little movement. Let's notice this sign in and something over here. A little bit movement as well. So let me do that again to restart. As you can see, we see the little movement and this see the little movement. This is just a little intro to what we call prototype. So prototype will make everything to respond like a normal application. So even if you are using it on your particular phone, although the thing is not on the web, but it will respond based on the screen we have designed and everything we have on that particular design. It will not respond outside that particular thing. Hope you understand.
Yes, I am. I understand very well. It's just that at a point, I think the network is kind of bad, so it's doing pause and play and like. But the only thing I want to ask is the issue of prototyping. I can see the animations are done by prototype.
Yeah.
So, but if you deal with prototyping, I saw you were connecting each of the frame.
Yes.
So, is it just dragging the frames to connect them, or there is another thing that needs to be done before we can effect prototyping?
It is just after we have put everything in place like this screen and everything we need. So it's just for us to connect. And every other adjustment, if you want it to respond more than this, let me pick a particular connection like this. So there are several lot of things. Let me pick a particular connection. So it's either we let the actions, so we are the one that will dictate whatever actions we want for that particular thing. We can set variable, we can make it an overlay, we can make it to navigate and display. Even this smart anime, there are several lot of things inside so that will give us that how that particular object will respond. If that thing will bounce, if it will jump, ease in, ease out, everything we have here. So, but when we get to prototype, because even prototype itself is what we will talk about after this design, we will teach us how to connect, how everything interact. Let me check. Do I have the prototype of this particular something? Okay, let me show us a little. Yes, let me open that file from my file and show us the little connection when it comes to prototype. Let me use this particular widget. So prototype is something that is somehow wide. Aha. Let me take this as an example. Aha. Let's see the connection we have inside this particular thing. See the different kind of connection. We will connect it that will make it to respond the way we want it to respond. So the design, this particular, let me show us the design. This is the design. So this, let me show us what we bring out. So with this the outcome of that, only that particular part. So that thing, that prototype you are saying, this is the result. To display something like this. That prototype is just for something like this. Picking 2025, the 2025 will display, the 2024, sorry, the 2023 will display, the 2022 will display, the 2020 will display. So picking the year will display. That's the this just this particular button. So this is it, and this is the design and the connection with that particular code. This is the connections of the prototype. This is everything we are saying here. So prototype is something that we discuss. So whenever I want to discuss it, as I'm doing it, you should be very, very and be looking at it. And immediately something is not understood, we will ask.
Okay, sir. Because one of the things that appears kind of confusing, I don't know for other persons, but for me, in UI UX is that prototyping. You know, what you just displayed right now, the connections, I'm seeing like 1 million connections on the screen. So funny, it can be very frustrating sometimes if
Yes,
one really did not know how it works.
yes. So prototype can be so, how will I put it? It is one of the most complicated thing about Figma. So even all this design to be designing, to be aligning, to be this, all this one is just very simple. But when it comes to prototype, because that's what, when we are presenting it to a client, that's what will make the work to be more sensible. That's what will make the work, that's what we speak more about what we have been designing, because the client or anybody taking on it will just be clicking, okay, let me click design, what will display next, and everything will interact. So that's the major part. But it's very simple. But to be honest, it is very difficult because if you connect the wrong thing in a long way, ah, well, is either you delete and, and start all over again, or to trace it back sometimes is not that very easy.
Was good, true.
But I know I will try my best to break it down as much as I can.
All right, thank you very much for that. I think that's one of the things it's appear though I wanted to learn UI UX a little before. Like I registered under Alinson, so I started taking the class. But it's just so funny that I just believe it will be kind of difficult to it might be kind of difficult or take a long time to get trying to learn.
Yeah.
So but this is actually open. Thanks so much, boss.
All right. Okay. Let's call this a day today so that we won't have a long section or a longer video when I want to send it to the group.
All right, sir.
All
Thanks
right.
so much for today.
Yes.
Yes, boss. If we are going to be doing this now, we are doing just this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yes, we'll be doing this five.
Just this 5.
Yes, one, two,
Okay.
three, four, five.
But the pictures will be sent to the group.
Yes, the picture will be sent to the group.
All right, sir. Thank you. When is the deadline?
Before Wednesday, before our next class.
Wednesday.
Yep. Today is Sunday now.
Wednesday, right?
Yes,
Yeah, today is Sunday.
yes, before Wednesday.
All right.
All right.
All right, so thank you.
Thank you.